Most men believe that women choose sex based on logic or rational decision-making. They think that if they say the right words, wear the right clothes, or act a certain way, she'll be eager to say yes. But the truth is, sexual response isn't governed by rational thought. It's driven by primal, emotional, and instinctual triggers that happen well before she consciously recognizes them. Understanding this is key. You don't need to guess what she wants. Her body is constantly sending signals, subtle cues that, if you know how to read them, can ignite her desire. These cues are often non-verbal, unconscious, and rooted in ancient biological wiring. When you tap into these triggers, you activate her arousal circuits and create a magnetic pull that she can't ignore. Psychologists suggest that certain male behaviors, particularly those associated with control, calmness, and subtle tension, can activate her reward systems linked to feelings of security, dominance, and arousal. These responses are hardwired, and they often get lost on the average man who misreads her signals or reacts impulsively. High-value men, however, understand how to stimulate desire without overt effort. They don't react to her. They set the stage through deliberate control of their presence, stillness, and subtle cues. This awakens responses in her that go beyond words. She begins to crave more. Here are 7 powerful triggers that ignite her sexual desire, often without a single spoken word. When she experiences these, she doesn't just want to walk away. She wants to stay, explore, and deepen the connection. 1. You maintain stillness under tension. Stillness isn't just confidence, it's sexual gravity. When a man remains physically calm in moments of tension, during flirtation, teasing, or resistance, it signals inner strength and control. This non-reactivity tells her, this man isn't desperate for approval, he expects it. This taps into deep evolutionary signals of dominance and safety. Animals and humans alike respond to calmness under pressure as a sign of power. When you hold eye contact without blinking or rushing to respond, you create a silent but powerful message. I am in control. Let silences linger. Resist the urge to fill every pause. Your stillness makes her body anticipate your next move, heightening her arousal because it suggests you're unshakable, powerful enough to command attention without effort. Power, in this context, is irresistibly attractive. 2. You break rapport at your peak. Most men try to keep the chemistry flowing continuously once they sense attraction, but high-value men know when to break the pattern. They deliberately interrupt or change the dynamic at crucial moments, walking away, shifting topics, or redirecting attention just as things heat up. This creates a psychological phenomenon known as romantic suspense, a desire for resolution that becomes addictive. Her brain craves the unresolved tension, and her neurochemical reward system responds by increasing dopamine, the feel-good chemical. When you exit at the high point of tension, she experiences a craving to re-engage. It's not about playing games, it's about controlling her neurochemistry to heighten her desire. This subtle manipulation of rhythm and timing makes her want to chase and earn your attention, flipping the typical power dynamic. 3. You speak slowly while she accelerates. Notice how women often speak faster when they're excited or aroused. When you maintain a slow, deliberate tone while her voice quickens, a fascinating neurological polarity forms. She shifts into her emotional, instinctive state, more expressive, more vulnerable, while you remain grounded and calm. This contrast creates an internal tension rooted in dominance and containment. Evolutionarily, the more expressive partner submits to the more composed one. Your slow, deliberate speech acts as a form of control without overtly asserting it. Keep your voice low and your words deliberate. Let her fill silences with rapid speech, while you listen with quiet confidence. This contrast builds anticipation, making her breath shorter and her body more receptive. She begins to feel taken, an emotional state that precedes desire, without you even touching her. 4. You ignore performative signals and respond only to genuine cues. Women often test men through playful gestures, playing with her hair, laughing too hard, leaning in, designed to see if you'll react the same way as others. High-value men, however, ignore these surface signals. Instead, they wait for genuine, unconscious signs of desire, pupil dilation, unprompted physical proximity, wet lips, or subtle shifts in her posture. By not reacting to her theatrical cues, you elevate the interaction to a deeper, more authentic level. This reverses the typical power dynamic. She senses that her usual tactics don't work and that she must genuinely earn your interest. That pursuit activates her desire circuitry, making her chase validation, an irresistible trigger for attraction. 5. You touch the environment, not her. Subtle dominance isn't always direct or physical. When you casually adjust objects, your glass, a napkin, the chair, you claim territory and control over the environment. Women are hardwired to associate territorial control with sexual viability and safety. This micro-dominance signals to her that you're capable of protecting and providing, traits linked to long-term security and attraction. It's a form of behavioral psychology that links micro-control to macro-capability. By shaping the space around her, you make her want to close the physical and emotional gap. Her body recognizes that control as a sign of safety, with just enough edge to keep her intrigued. This paradoxical blend of safety and challenge is highly addictive. 6. You pause before giving attention. When a woman approaches, most men respond immediately, locking eyes, smiling, engaging, without hesitation. High-value men, however, exercise restraint. They hesitate just long enough to signal abundance, an attitude that says, "I am not desperate for her attention." This brief delay triggers a psychological contrast, scarcity versus abundance. Her subconscious perception shifts. She becomes the one vying for his validation. This mental shift activates her arousal circuitry, associated with challenge and worthiness. She begins to see herself as someone who must earn his interest. When she perceives this hesitation, her curiosity deepens. She leans in, both mentally and physically, seeking to know if she can earn her place in his world. That moment of pause becomes a powerful catalyst for desire. 7. You show calm, confidence in uncertainty. When situations become unpredictable or uncertain, whether it's a spontaneous change of plans, a playful tease, or a slight misstep, high-value men remain unshaken. They exude calm confidence, embracing the unknown with ease. This behavior signals emotional mastery and resilience. Her subconscious perceives this calmness as a form of strength, someone who isn't easily rattled or controlled. It creates a sense of safety combined with a subtle challenge, pushing her to test her boundaries and seek validation. By not reacting impulsively or showing signs of insecurity, you demonstrate that you are in control of your emotional state. This mastery is deeply attractive because it taps into her desire for a partner who can handle life's unpredictable waves without losing composure. Her body responds with increased arousal. Her nervous system recognizes that she's in the presence of someone who is secure, dominant, and emotionally stable. This internal reassurance fuels her desire to stay close and explore further. In summary, these triggers tap into primal instincts, signals of strength, control, challenge, and safety that activate her subconscious desire for connection and arousal. High-value men understand that seduction isn't about convincing her with words, but about creating a visceral, emotional response rooted in her deepest biological wiring. When you master these subtle cues, you don't just turn her on, you create a magnetic desire that keeps her wanting more. Remember, genuine attraction is built on emotional and instinctual triggers, long before words or actions come into play.